Dr. Ronak Varma had once lived a very busy life. Every morning, he wore his clean white lab coat, picked up his ID card, and walked into one of the most advanced laboratories in the country. He was proud of his work. He had studied chemistry since he was a boy. He loved testing things, mixing powders, and understanding how chemicals change the world around us. People respected him. Students wanted to be like him. His name had appeared in science magazines. But then, everything changed. One morning, a loud alarm rang through the lab. Something had gone wrong during an experiment. A chemical container had burst open, causing a fire. Smoke filled the lab. Ronak helped two of his lab assistants escape, but by the time the fire was out, the head of the lab was angry. "You were in charge of this section," his boss yelled. "How could you be so careless?" Ronak tried to explain. He showed the logs. He pointed out the faulty machine. But no one listened. The lab blamed him. They said he didn't follow safety rules. He was fired that very day. Ronak stood outside the lab with his box of belongings, his notebook, some test tubes, and a photo of his team. The sun was hot, but his heart felt cold. He walked home slowly, feeling empty. He stayed in his small apartment, curtains drawn. He barely ate. He didn't talk to anyone. He just sat with his thoughts, day and night. Meanwhile, something strange was happening in the country. The elections had just ended, and a new president had been elected, President Virel. At first, people were happy. Virel gave great speeches. He spoke of hope, strength, and a new future. His smile was wide and charming. His voice was calm and deep. People loved him right away. But Ronak noticed something odd. During a speech on television, President Virel blinked, but not like a normal person. His eyes closed from the sides, not from top to bottom. Ronak rubbed his eyes. Maybe he had imagined it, but then he saw it again. And again. People ignored these small details. They said he was just different. "Let's not judge the man for how he blinks," said one news anchor, laughing. Then, his eyes blinked from the sides, not up and down like a normal person. But people didn't care. He gave great speeches and promised a better future. Soon, the president introduced something called Zygrax. "It's a special powder," he said. "It will make everyone stronger, smarter, and full of energy." Zygrax was everywhere. In schools, offices, buses, shops. Children mixed it with their food. Workers drank it in tea. Elderly people took it with breakfast. Everyone felt better after taking it. They said it gave them more energy and better focus. But Ronak didn't trust it. How could a simple powder do all this? Ronak had nothing to do. He stayed in his apartment, alone. Days passed. He read books. He watched TV. And he thought, again and again, about Zygrax. He knew chemicals. He had studied them for years. A powder that could make you feel strong and smart within minutes. That didn't make sense. So he went to the market. He bought one small packet of Zygrax. The packet was bright yellow and had a picture of a snake wrapped around a green leaf. The words said, "Zygrax, fuel for the future." He took it home but did not eat it. Instead, he cleared his old study table. He took out his microscope, cleaned it, and carefully placed a tiny pinch of Zygrax on a glass slide. He adjusted the microscope and looked through. What he saw made his eyes go wide. The powder was moving. Not fast, but slowly. The small grains had something inside. He turned the knob on the microscope to zoom in. Tiny cells moved under the glass. They weren't like normal food particles or dust. They were living. He gasped. They looked like reptile cells. He had seen cells like these before, in a project on cold-blooded animals. The shapes, the membranes, the way they shifted, it was the same. His hands shook, but he kept working. He took more powder, ran a chemical test, and wrote everything down. The results shocked him even more. Zygrax had DNA from lizards. It wasn't just mixed with some animal extract. It had living DNA that was still active. Ronak sat back in his chair. This can't be real, he said to himself. He checked again and again. Each time, the result was the same. Zygrax was not a health product. It was something else entirely. It was alive. He had to tell someone. He put his notes and test samples in a folder. He even recorded a video of the microscope view on his phone. He made sure all the evidence was clear. The next morning, he went to the health department. He stood in line for hours. When he finally reached the counter, the officer was bored and chewing gum. "I need to speak with someone in charge," Roanoke said. "I'm a scientist. I have important information